Hey guys, welcome to Ben Wrenchin. My name's Ben, and today I'm wrenching on my 2008 Infiniti FX35. I've got an exhaust leak, and I'm not a welder, so I'm going to show you what I've come up with to fix it. First, I'll get it jacked up and show you what we're working with. And this is the exhaust pipe going into the muffler on the driver's side. I've got it completely separated right here. I've repaired it a few times with a can, and that lasts for a little bit, but I want something a little more permanent. I've got one of these exhaust couplers, and I won't be able to get another coupler around here that'll butt up against this one. So my solution is to cut right here, and one right here also. Put a new pipe there, and use two couplers to hold on and replace this whole section. First thing I'm going to do is take this old coupler off. It's got 15mm bolts and 14mm nuts. Alright, so with that one off there, you can see the section of pipe that I need to replace. I'm going to cut right here and leave myself enough room to get this side of the coupler on, and I'll do the same over here. Alright, so I've got a piece of replacement pipe. This is 2 1/4 inch pipe. The pipes on my tailpipe are 2 3/8, so this should probably fit right inside them. So I'm going to cut it a little bit long, see if I can get these inside the existing pipe, and then put these around it. So this is 2 3/8 reduced to 2 1/4. So the idea is that this will fit in here, and this will fit around the existing pipe, and I'll put one on each side. I'm going to seal it up with this muffler and tailpipe sealer. That stuff worked really well in the last one I did. So I've got 2 of these. I'll link all of this in the description, but that's how I'm going to fix it. I'll use a file to clean up these cuts. It's probably good enough. It was probably pointless, but it seemed like it was worth doing. So I'll just measure that and cut it. Put the pipe in a vise. We'll see how well that does. Okay. Not too bad. Alright, so we'll just take this piece and put those couplers around either side and bolt it in there. I tried not to make it too much extra length. I didn't want metal sitting inside here or inside here and collecting water and rusting real bad. So that's what it's going to look like. That one will go right there. So I will get that one on first. I just went ahead and put a bead of that all the way around that connection from one pipe to the other. Go ahead and put some more on that surface that's going to mate up here. Do the same with this one. All right, there we go. So this thing is solid. One good thing is I got some sealant oozing out, which is good. That means it's getting good coverage. But I am not too disappointed with this. So obviously this is not the best fix, but I am not a welder. So for as cheap as it is, and as long as I know these last, I put that other one on probably a year ago, and it was still holding really well. So I know this will hold. It's certainly better than what I had. The couplers were like $20. The pipe was about 20 bucks. So for 40 bucks, to get this thing a lot quieter and not have a huge exhaust leak, I totally think it's worth it. The work was not too bad as long as you've got a reciprocating saw to cut these pipes. They really weren't too bad to cut through. But yeah, that looks pretty good. So it says let the sealer sit for 30 minutes to dry. It says wipe off any excess, so I'm gonna wipe off that little bit. We'll give it 30 minutes and then it says to start the engine and let it run for about 10 minutes, probably so this can heat up and get a really good seal. But yeah, I'm happy with this. It actually doesn't look too bad. So I think that looks pretty good. I probably could have done it a little more professional. Smooth out the ends after you cut them. I just have a file, so I did the best I could with that, but I'm sure you could get a deburr tool and smooth those out a little better. I don't exactly know how tight to get these. I just kind of tightened them up as much as I could and finished it off with a couple of wrenches and made sure they were all the same tension. So I got these about as tight as I could get them. You don't want to try to crush the pipe, but you do want as good of a seal as you can get. So hopefully that'll be good enough. I'm sure it's going to be quieter, and I'm really just looking to patch this without having to weld it, without taking it to a muffler guy and spending a few $100s to get it replaced. The bad thing about this exhaust system is it's all one piece. So even going up to the muffler and past it, this is all one solid piece, and it comes into the muffler. So the front muffler there, it's all one piece up there, and coming back here to the back muffler, this is all one solid piece, and even going into the muffler. There are no couplers or anything, it's all just one solid piece. So to fix this right, I would probably have to replace this back muffler with both tailpipes, and this connecting pipe here going all the way to the front muffler. The problem with that is they only sell it in pieces, so even then I would just be dealing with this piece here. I think it comes in one pipe all the way up to the muffler, but I'd still have to cut that off and patch it there. I'd have to cut this off down here, or sorry, this one, cut this one off where it goes into the muffler in the back and patch that there. So I'm basically doing the same thing that I would do, save welding, which I can't weld. So I would also be using these couplers to replace the whole pipe. So I'm good with this. Just replace the one section that needed it. It collects water right here and rusts out. This pipe's pretty rusty. It's probably not going to last long, but I'm guessing that right there is going to be the next place that it rusts through, and I'll have to deal with that when it comes. It probably would have been better to cut maybe along here, since this is rusted a little bit worse, but this whole thing's rusted. It's all in pretty much the same shape, so I'm good with this. I've still got the length of pipe in case I need to recut all of this and put a new piece in, like if it rusts right here. I can always cut here and do the same thing a year or two from now and use the same pipe. I don't know that I'll be able to use the same couplers. The one that I took off looked pretty messed up, and they're relatively cheap, so I would just buy new couplers at that point. But all in all, it's a cheap fix for the problem that I had. This thing was pretty loud before this, and I am confident that this is going to make it a lot quieter. So I'm going to let that sit for about a half hour, and then I'll start the car, run it for about 10 minutes, let these heat up, and we'll see if it's quieter. All right, moment of truth, the wife test.
Way quieter.
Scale of 1 to 10, how much quieter is it?
Probably 10.
Very.
Very much quieter. Our neighbors will be glad.
All right, it worked. It's wife approved. All right, guys, thanks for watching. If you like this content, be sure to subscribe so you can see more of my videos on my Infiniti FX35. So stay tuned for more on this vehicle, and bye for now.